Lately, you've probably seen South African influencers posting videos about the START program in Russia. They paint it as a golden ticket, a chance to study, learn new skills, and build a future abroad. The way they talk about it, it almost sounds like a dream come true. But here's the strange thing. While the promotion is everywhere, the success stories are nowhere. We see ads and glowing posts, yet hardly any real people who have gone through the program share their experiences. The only time we ever see the students is on their controlled environment and not on their own accord or on their real social media pages. And that silence is raising a lot of questions, because here's the truth. When something looks too good to be true and nobody can prove the success, it usually means there's more to the story. And in this case, the more you dig, the more worrying the details become. From connections to Russian factories producing military drones to whispers about African students being taken advantage of, the START program isn't looking as shiny as it's made out to be. What is the START program? The START program is said to be based in the Alabuga Special Economic Zone in Russia. On paper, it's promoted as an education and training program where international students, including those from South Africa, can study science, technology, and advanced skills. It seems to be specifically aimed towards girls between the ages of 18 and 22. Now, that's one point that people have also been questioning. Why is it only girls, and why that age? Influencers describe it as an opportunity to get a free education, housing, and even work opportunities, but official details are vague. There's no clear outline of what qualifications you get, who accredits them, and how graduates use these skills in real life. And unlike other international study opportunities like scholarships in European universities or exchange programs, there's little public record of students returning to South Africa with real certificates, jobs, or proof of a brighter future. The Alabuga connection. One of the biggest red flags is where the program takes place. Alabuga isn't just any special economic zone. It's a hub tied to Russian industries, including factories linked to drone production. Several investigations from BBC, The Insider, and other outlets have shown that Alabuga is a key site for producing military equipment, especially drones used in Russia's current conflicts. This raises the question, why are young Africans being recruited there? If it's really just about education, why is it tied so closely to military factories? Some reports have suggested that foreign students, including South Africans, may have been used as cheap labor in these facilities. That paints a very different picture from the glossy influencer posts promising growth and opportunity. The role of influencers. What makes the program look legitimate at first is how many influencers are promoting it. On TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, South African content creators, some with very big following, have praised the program, encouraging young people to apply. But this mass promotion raises another big question. Why are almost all of them pushing the same thing in the same way with the same glowing language? Normally, when people go abroad to study, you'd hear mixed stories. Some would love it, others would complain, and many would share tips. But in this case, it feels like a one-sided marketing campaign. That should make anyone stop and think, is this really about helping students, or is it just recruitment under a pretty label? The missing success stories. The loudest silence around the START program is from the people who supposedly went there. Where are the graduates? Where are the testimonies of students who completed the program and returned home with jobs or new skills? The fact that these stories are missing is very suspicious. If the program was working, its organizers would proudly showcase its successes. But instead, all we see are promotions and sign-up calls, not real results. This is a major warning sign because scams and shady recruitment drives often work the same way: sell the dream, hide the reality. Recruitment and war. One of the darkest worries is that some young people recruited into the START program may not just be studying, they may be drawn into war-related work. Reports from outlets like BBC and other independent investigators suggest that African students were misled, thinking they would study but ended up working in drone factories. Now, this doesn't mean every single person in the program is sent to war or military work, but the fact that this has been reported at all shows that it's not a simple study abroad scheme, and when war industries are involved, the risks for young unsuspecting students are incredibly high. Human trafficking and job lies. This program also fits into a much bigger global pattern. Around the world, millions of people have been tricked with promises of good jobs abroad, only to find themselves trapped in forced labor or exploitation. According to the International Labour Organization, 27.6 million people were in forced labor jobs in 2021, many of them recruited through fake job offers. In South Africa, we've seen this happen directly. In one shocking case recently, 23 young South Africans were trafficked to Thailand on fake job promises, then taken to Myanmar, where they were forced into slave-like cyber work. They thought they were getting good opportunities, but instead, they were trapped. This doesn't prove that the START program is human trafficking, but it shows why we must be careful. When job offers and study programs don't provide real proof of success, they could easily slide into something dangerous. Why South Africans are targeted? South Africans, like many young people in Africa, are facing tough job markets and financial struggles. This makes them especially vulnerable to offers that seem like a way out. Recruiters know this. They know that if they promise free education, free housing, and a chance abroad, thousands will listen. And by using influencers who already have trust and credibility among young people, these recruiters make the program look even safer. But this emotional pull, offering hope during hard times, is exactly how many scams work. The truth: suspicious even if not human trafficking. It's important to be clear, not every detail about the START program proves it is a human trafficking scam. Some people may genuinely study there, and not every student might end up in forced labor. But just because it doesn't perfectly fit the trafficking narrative doesn't mean it's safe. The missing success stories, the links to military factories, the mass influencer promotion, and the silence of real graduates all point to something very suspicious. When young people are recruited abroad with unclear promises in places tied to war industries, the risks are just too high. This is why caution is so necessary. Conclusion: the START program in Russia is being pushed hard to South African youth, but the evidence behind it doesn't add up. Too much is unclear, too much is unproven, and too many red flags are flying. If the program was really a safe, life-changing opportunity, the proof would be easy to find. Instead, what we see is the influencers selling a dream, while the reality remains hidden. So here's the bottom line: be careful. Don't let desperation, social media hype, or promises of quick success pull you into something dangerous. Even if this isn't outright human trafficking, it's suspicious enough that every young person should think twice before signing up. In a world where millions are already trapped by fake job offers, no one can afford to gamble with their life.